I'm the coach of PRI, Rick Gailey, here with Renee Nato, our insider, the insider of all insiders, the man which we have named the show, Renee Nato. And Renee, while we're in the middle of the 2016 recruiting season, it's never too early to look ahead to the 2017 recruiting class.
That's right, Rick, and we're going to take a peek ahead, and it's not all inclusive. The list is going to expand, but we're going to take a look at some of the better athletes in the metro area for 2017 and kind of give you an idea who's looking on right now.
And we're looking at number one on the list, quarterback Lowell Narcisse from St. James.
Out of St. James, 6'3", 220, already committed to Auburn. Excuse me, a knee injury curtailed the season, but he's already back. He's through for a career, 5,100 yards, 58 touchdowns, rushed for over 2,000 yards and 30 more scores. He's going to make a good one, left-handed quarterback.
Keeps up the Narcisse name in St. James. At running back, Bruce Jordan Swilling from Brother Martin.
Everybody knows about him, 6 foot, 215 pounds. LSU, Oklahoma, Miami, and Ole Miss are in the thick of things. Remember, he rushed for 344 yards and 7 touchdowns in one half against St. Stanislaus, one of the top running backs in the country for next year. Powerful, explosive, yards after contact, great vision. Had 1,884 yards and 32 total touchdowns this year thus far.
And someone we had on earlier in the show, quarterback Ketone Thompson of Landry-Walker.
Ketone Thompson, basketball, football, a dual sport, a dual athlete. LSU, Florida, Miami, Mississippi State, and Texas Tech are on him very hard. Comparisons to Cam Newton as an athlete because he can hurt you with his arm or his feet. Accuracy up to 60 to 65 yards, very strong, can make all the throws, and he may play both basketball and football on the next level.
And also another young man we had on earlier from Landry-Walker, a real charging buccaneer at running back, Tevin Bush.
Tevin Bush, 5'8", 175, sub 4'5", 40. Texas Tech has offered Georgia, Arizona, Miami, North Carolina. Home run threat, could play in the slot, 100-meter guy, strong enough to run inside. Look out for him next season.
And next on the list, an Amite warrior, a wide receiver, Devonta Smith.
Devonta Smith, 6'1", 165, 4'45". He's a Georgia Bulldog commit, a playmaker, super in space, great separation. He has another gear. He can burn you.
And someone I've had a chance to see a couple of times this year, Renee, from St. Augustine, a Purple Knight, quarterback Justice McCoy.
6'2", 180, Rick. Tulane has offered. It could heat up with Florida State, Missouri, Texas, all have him on the radar. Over 2,100 yards passing, 16 touchdowns. He's made tremendous strides, as you well know. Played as a freshman in the Catholic League, very mobile, good pocket presence, sets his feet, can make the tight throws.
And another quarterback, this time a Car Cougar, Alden Clark.
6'3", 203 pounds, good size. ULL, Arkansas State, Tulane, Mississippi State, and UL Monroe like him a lot. 2,140 yards passing, 21 touchdowns, only 5 going to the wrong color jersey, completing 65% of his tosses. Good decision, can make all the throws. Rifle arm, climbs the pocket, and he's got a good over-the-top delivery.
And another exciting player, an explosive player from Brother Martin, Crusaders wide receiver, Jeremy Singleton.
6', 177, has an offer from Tulane and Cincinnati. LSU, Texas, and ULL are all watching him. Cuts at full speed, catches away from his body, 45 grabs, 889 yards, almost 20 yards per catch with 13 scores. Precise routes, very hard worker.
And someone else I've had a chance to see in person from Jesuit, Blue Jay offensive tackle, Corey Dublin.
6'4", 285. Purdue and Tulane are out in front right now. They like him a lot. Virginia, Stanford, TCU, and Georgia Tech are watching him closely. Rick, his grandfather and his uncle both played pro football. He started at offensive tackle for the Blue Jays as a freshman. Jesuit has a history of producing offensive linemen. You remember Bob Wynn, John Hazard went to LSU, and Corey Hilliard, Oklahoma State, before he went to the NFL. Corey finishes his blocks, good technique, and he doesn't lunge. He's very solid.
And someone who has helped the Carver Rams have an outstanding season this year, wide receiver, DeQuintez Wilson.
6'1", 190, ULL, Mississippi State, LSU, Miami, Ole Miss, and Auburn are on him. Good separation, hands, acceleration, tough with the catch. He could be better than his predecessor, who was on this show, Raheem Falcons, who's now at Alabama. DeQuintez, 25 yards per catch with 6 scores, amazing talent.
And And that's just a small portion of the recruiting list for 2017 in no particular order. It's hard to put them in order right now, but we're trying to give everyone a heads up as they go through the playoffs on people who are going to be outstanding prospects next year. And it's already amazing. Lowell Narcisse at St. James came back after an ACL injury in the spring, and he got some playing time last week.
And you know the thing too, Rick, out of that list, we only picked 10 names, 4 of them are quarterbacks.
Right.
That says a lot for the talent in this area next year and this year as well. So they're all juniors on that list, but 4 of those guys I thought were good enough to make that list are all quarterbacks.
Absolutely, and we'll have several of them on this show. We're going to get a chance to see a couple of them this weekend as well, because they're in the playoffs. Bruce Jordan Swilling at Brother Martin has just been incredible, and they don't have a rematch. Out of all the Division I rematches that they have, Brother Martin is one playing Catholic of Baton Rouge. It doesn't have a rematch.
The thing about Bruce Jordan Swilling has impressed me is his durability. He comes to play, he's a tough guy, kind of like a Trey Riggis from Shaw. Doesn't take any plays off and plays it tough, and he gives you everything he has each play.
And he's so complimentary with Jeremy Singleton that when Jake Brody gets the ball to the right guy, Brother Martin can score on almost every single play.
And Jake is not getting the credit that he deserves. I think he can play in college at some level. He's got great size, 6'3", 6'4", makes the good throws, good decisions, so I think Jake Brody could certainly play in college.
And he hasn't finished developing physically. He's tall, he's 6'4"-ish in that range, and when he's on, they are just absolutely dangerous. Justice McCoy, you mentioned the improvement that he had. Now, St. Aug got knocked out in the first round of the playoffs last week, but he has had just incredible improvement from last year.
And think, he played as a freshman. So he's seen a lot, and he's very experienced at this stage. He's a junior, but he's only going to get better, and he's changed a lot of things. He's working on his mechanics, his technique a little bit, and I think he's really come a long way.
He's become the leader of that offense.
Oh, absolutely.
Calm. You could tell by his demeanor on the field that he is the leader of that offense, even though Jamal Pettigrew is on that side of the ball as well. Justice McCoy is the leader, and he lets everything come to him. It looks like he's never in a hurry, that he's always has things under control.
The game has slowed down for him, and that's a telltale sign that he's mature, very mature, and have things well in hand.
Right, and a huge matchup. Jesuit and Rummel this week, and Corey Dublin on the list. That's going to be fun to watch them, and I'll be looking at that for sure. We are here at NOLA Motorsports Park in Avondale, Prep Recruiting Insider, right across from the kart area where they have some of the greatest karting thrills that you could ever imagine. And later this month, they're going to have another Kart Mania. Look it up at nolamotor.com for the thrill of a lifetime. We're going to be right back after this timeout. This is Prep Recruiting Insider, PRI, from NOLA Motorsports Park in Avondale. Back after this timeout.